Satoshi Nakamoto toiled in secret for years to develop and launch the digital currency Bitcoin. Nakamoto was very careful to cover his tracks. No one knows the identity of Bitcoin's creator. A few years after the launch of Bitcoin, Satoshi went dark and hasn't been heard from since 2011. Whoever Nakamoto is, he controls hundreds of millions of dollars in untraceable Bitcoins. For 70 years on Edgar Allan Poe's birthday, a masked figure would raise a toast over Poe's grave before vanishing. The Poe toaster, as he is now known, would also place 3 roses on the grave to pay his respects. For an unknown reason, he hasn't been sighted since 2010. The Umbrella Man. The assassination of John F. Kennedy is an event riddled with strange coincidences and mystery. One sinister figure spotted in photographs is simply known as the Umbrella Man. During the assassination, the man is the only person carrying an umbrella on a clearly sunny day. He is one of the closest bystanders to the shooting. In photos, he can be seen lifting his umbrella up high. Other photographs show him spinning his umbrella clockwise, right as Kennedy's assassin takes his shot. The Umbrella Man's identity is still not definitively known. The Woman of the Seine. In France during the 1880s, a young woman's body was pulled out of the River Seine. The coroner thought she was very beautiful and made a wax plaster mask cast out of her face. Her real identity was never discovered, but her face is now famous worldwide thanks to CPR. When a Norwegian toy maker was creating the first CPR doll, he used the Seine woman's face. Her face is now on nearly every CPR doll in circulation and is the most kissed face in history. Dan Cooper. Dan Cooper is the alias of the only hijacker in US aviation history to escape capture. Cooper hijacked a Boeing 727 with an explosive in his briefcase and demanded $200,000 in cash. After his demands were met, he leaped mid-flight from the plane's rear staircase into darkness. The 2 fighter jets following the hijacked craft never saw Cooper parachute into the night. Despite a massive manhunt across the US, Cooper and the cash were never found. To this day, no one knows the true identity or the fate of the man who hijacked a plane and got away. In the 1790s, French prisoners inside the Bastille noticed a special prisoner who wore an iron mask. The masked prisoner wore his iron mask at all times and was forbidden to speak for mysterious reasons. The only information in his prison file consists of one line, his prison number. Most experts speculate the man was an important high-level prisoner who may have been ex-royalty. The unknown prisoner died in captivity without ever revealing his crimes. Tank Man. In 1989, student protests in Tiananmen Square caused the Chinese government to declare martial law. The crackdown was brutal. Government forces used tanks and live ammunition against protesters. An unknown man in this photograph is shown in front of a column of tanks, refusing to move. He can be seen waving the tanks away in an incredible act of defiance and bravery. However, the identity and fate of this man is completely unknown. In 1593, a Spanish palace guard named Gil Perez was on duty after the assassination of the local governor. Chinese pirates had killed the governor of Manila the night before. Perez fell asleep for a moment, and when he awoke, he found himself in an unfamiliar place. He was approached by men asking who he was, and he discovered he was in Mexico City's Plaza Mayor. He informed the authorities that the governor of Manila had been assassinated. 2 months later, news arrived from the Philippines by ship confirming his story. Little is known about Perez and his apparent teleportation from Manila to Mexico City. Another mysterious person from the Kennedy assassination is a lady wearing a babushka filming from the roadside. Due to the babushka lady likely having close-up and detailed footage of the assassination, the FBI requested that the unknown woman come forward and turn over her footage. The woman never came forward, and her footage has never been found. She is last seen in photos walking away from the crime scene towards Elm Street. The Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac was a deranged serial killer who openly taunted law enforcement with coded letters. He would often brag through his letters about how many people he had killed. The Zodiac Killer claimed to have murdered 37 people. but only 7 were definitively traced to him. The Zodiac's murders throughout the 1960s and 70s were never solved, and his identity is still unknown. Thank you all for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to check out more top lists like this while you're here, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to hear my voice some more, go check out my channel in the description, and we will see you all next time. And I hope you all don't get murdered by the Zodiac Killer. Wouldn't that be unfortunate?